Hey everyone, it's Danica, and welcome to Something Like a Star. Today I'm going to be doing the TMI tag. I was tagged by Andriana at A Love Worth Living For. I noticed there's two versions of this floating around. There's one that's an actual TMI about the booktuber, and then there's another that's a TMI related questions about book. That's the one I was tagged in, and I'm not sure where the transition was made, so I'm not going to link a person because I don't know who did the transition, but just know that that's the version I'm doing, not the personal one. If you want me to do the personal one, just give me a heads up and I will also do that. A two-part disclaimer on this video. One, it is a very long tag. There are 50 questions. To avoid the tag video getting too long, I'm not going to elaborate much on my choices. I'll just show a book, answer, move on. But if you want to hear more about any of my choices, of course, feel free to ask, leave me a comment below, tweet me, let me know in some way, and I would be more than happy to elaborate because I love all of these books and I always want to talk about them. Part two is that I am in transition right now. I'm spending the summer back in Texas with my family doing an internship, but because I'm in transition still, a lot of my books are packed up. There's a number of books I tried to find specifically for this video that I think I'm missing a box or so in a storage unit somewhere. I don't know where they are. I trust your Googling skills and your intelligence, so I'm sure you all can just use your imagination. There will be a bookish thing here. You can pretend. Use your favorite edition. Make it seem like I have a lot of pretty books. Okay, let's get started. Question number 1. Which fictional character has the best style? I said Amy March from Little Women. Question number 2. Your book, girlfriend, boyfriend, fictional crush. Will Perry from the His Dark Materials trilogy. I think he's so great, and I'm so mad they butchered the films because I was really looking forward to Will. Number 3. Ever loved a character but then started hating them? I'm looking at you, Caden. Number 4. The biggest, longest book on your shelf. Picked this one up at a library sale a few years ago. It is the size of my head. The page count is 1,448. Number 5. Heaviest book on your shelf. Ugh. The Oxford Book of American Poetry. Question number 6. Do you have any book posters? I don't right now, but I'm always looking for some more, and especially once I move up to Seattle and get my own place, I'm going to be looking to decorate. Question number 7. Do you have any book-themed jewelry? I don't really, unless pins count. I do have a pin that says I solemnly swear that I'm up to no good, and I have a Slytherin headgirl pin and a Dumbledore's Army pin that has a list of all of the members of the Dumbledore's Army on it. So if those count, there you go. On a related note, number 8, book OTP. Hermione and Ron. Forever. Number 9, favorite book series. The Redwall series. This is obviously not Redwall. That's one of the books I could not find, but this is one of the newer ones in the series. He's written over 20, upwards of 30, a lot of them. Oh, the books are falling. Okay, we're good. Number 10, favorite book to movie soundtrack. Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. Number 11, a bookstore you miss/wish would continue. I really liked the Circle of Magic series when I was little. I don't know if it's continued or not, but I should go back and read that one. Number 12, favorite standalone. Zinc by Sherry Bennett. Number 13, since when do you read books? Pretty much since forever. Question 14, what Hogwarts house are you in? Question 15, what quality do you look for in a book? It really depends on the day and my mood. Right now I'm kind of in a peaceful mood where I'm looking for books that have substance but not necessarily that are heavy. Number 16, favorite book quote. But she did look back and I love her for that because it was so human. Kurt Vonnegut, Slaughterhouse-Five. Number 17, your favorite author. There are so many authors in the world that I love. Barbara Kingsolver, Mercedes Lackey, Margaret Atwood, Jack London, China Miéville. Number 18, your favorite book cover. The 100-Year-Old Man Who Climbed Out of the Window and Disappeared by Jonas Jonasson. Question 19, action or romance? Both. Question 20, where do you go when a sad moment happens? Kind of depends where I'm reading it. Usually I curl up in my bed, or I'll curl up with a blanket or my stuffed animals. Sometimes I make the mistake of reading them in public, and then I just curl up and cry at the table. Question 21. How long does it usually take you to read a book? There are just so many books and it really depends. I've read books in everything from under an hour to a year and a half, especially when they weren't that engaging. Question number 22. How long is your morning period? See previous answer. Question 23. Least favorite book. It was called Skeleton Women by Ming Mei Yip. And it just had so much potential. It was supposed to be about these women who interact with the Chinese gang scene, and they're very prominent women, and all of the undercurrents of that society. And it was not good. It was just not good. Question 24. Turn on in a character. I'm a little bit trash. I love that dark and mysterious, but secretly loves puppies and grandmas trope. I eat it up. Question 25. Turn off in a character. Douchebaggery, excessive whining. Okay, we get it. You are sad. Your situation sucks. You're just sitting at home. Go do something about it. Question 26. The reason I joined BookTube. I said this in my newbie video. You're welcome to go check it out for a better explanation. But essentially, I just have a lot of book-related ideas, and I love books, and I want to talk about them with you guys. Question 27. Name a scary book. Mary Higgins Clark's books usually freak me out sufficiently. I've been home alone in the middle of the day and easily scared because I was reading one. I don't generally read that many horror kind of books just because I am a scaredy cat and I am afraid of everything and I will cry. Speaking of crying, number 28, the last book that made you cry. One Day by David Nichols. Last book that you gave 5 stars. I made a video about this one. It's How to Be a Heroine by Samantha Ellis. Prior to that, I gave 5 stars to Margaret Atwood's The Tent. Question 30. Any favorite book titles? I think this means I like the title and not necessarily that's in it, and the title drew me. There was a book that I read earlier this year called Peace Like a River that it took me a number of months to check out, but every time I went into the library to look at books, that one always jumped out to me. So Peace Like a River by Leif Enger. That was very good. Question 31. Last book you read. Nocturnes by John Connolly. Question 32. The book you are currently reading. I am filming this video in advance. Spoiler alert, this is a message from the past. But I hope when this video comes out that I will either be reading Things Hoped For or The Quickening. Question 33. The last book adaptation you watched. Do Marvel Comics count? I went and saw Age of Ultron the other day. So, question 34. A book character you've always wanted to talk to. Kate Bloomfield from Hey World, Here I Am by Jean Little. You can tell by the plethora of bookmarky things, paper post-it note things, that I love this book. And this book got me through my adolescence. So, question 34. An author you've always wanted to talk to. I think that Mercedes Lackey would be a really fun person to talk to. I think I've loved her books since I was really little, and I've always enjoyed her story creating, and she writes so many books all the time, and they're always quality. So I think I just love to talk to her about how she does that. Question number 36. Favorite book snack. I think this means to eat while I'm reading, but I'm going to take it to mean book-related snack, and that's definitely the Very Hungry Caterpillar pizza that Chelsea and I made for the Dewey's Readathon in April. I'll put a link to the picture down below. It is the ugliest thing you've ever seen, but it was the most delicious thing I've ever eaten while reading a book. Question 37. A book world you'd like to live in. Finkyra from The Lost Years of Merlin, hands down. Question 38. A book world you don't want to live in. The Districts. Question 39. The last time you smelled a book. Letters to the Earth by Mark Twain. Smells so good. There's a story about cats. Number 40. Weird insults used in books. I can't think of any off the top of my head. I think that the zebras in Zinc had some real great singers, but I can't remember what they are. Read it and find out. Question 41. Favorite romance book. One Day by David Nichols. Question 42. Do you write? I do very rarely. I am very bad at plot, and so it's something I wish I could do more, but I just don't. It's not something I prioritize. Question 43. Your favorite magical item. The alethiometer from the Golden Compass. Question 44, your favorite Quidditch position. I played Quidditch in college, and I was a beater, so I'm fond of being a beater. Question 45, name a song you connect to a book. I don't have a specific book for this one, but it's my favorite song association, so I'm going to tell the story anyway. Any book about the Titanic brings to mind Hey Mr. DJ by Backstreet Boys, because somehow when I was little, I heard the story that the musicians went down with Titanic playing the whole time, and I associated that with Hey Mr. DJ, keep playing that song for me. And now the Titanic and the Backstreet Boys are forever inexplicably mixed. Number 46, favorite book-related chat-up line. You remind me of a library book because I love checking you out. Question 47, have you ever used that line? No. No. I actually think pickup lines are sort of awful, and there's like 2 people in the whole world who can even pull them off. So, question 48, your favorite book fandom. The Harry Potter fandom. It's the first fandom I was ever a part of, and I know it's such a diverse fandom, and there's a lot of controversy always going on, but also some of the most creative and beautiful and wonderful and clever people I've ever met have been a part of this fandom. So I just, forever my number one. Question 49, how many books do you own? Last time I counted was a number of years ago, and I was just sitting right over 300. If I count it again, and I'm hoping to do so this summer, I expect to have between 500 and 600. I'll let you guys know an official figure once I log all my new books. Ooh. Question 50. Who do you tag? I'm going to tag Chelsea over at Chelsea Bartlett, Diana from Novel Tea, Mrs. X Jean, and Mariella at B22 Knox, and Lila from Lila Wood. So 5 people. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I did mention at the beginning, I didn't elaborate very much, but I would be more than happy to, so if you have any questions about my choices, say something in the comments below, or if you want to answer a couple of the questions on your own, I would love to hear about your answers as well, even if I didn't tag you. Today's song of the day is That's Alright by Laura Mavula, and I'll see you all next week.